Hi guys, welcome back to my book channel. If you're new here, I'm Hannah. Hi. I'm going to do my July wrap up of books that I read in July, obviously. I read 4 books in July, and 2, oddly enough, weren't even on my to be read list. I just read them quickly. But anyway, nevertheless. So the first book I read in July was Blood Orange. I have done an entire book review on this. I will link that down below or in the eye if I can figure out how you do that. I don't know. But yeah, I read this one. It was an alright one. Like I said, go to that book review if you want the entire book review. Yeah, that was the first book I read in July. The second book I read in July was One of Us is Lying. My dog ate the front cover for this book. It was a strange day, honestly. My dog literally, I came back from getting a coffee with my boyfriend, and my dog ate the front cover, and it was, I didn't understand how, because my dog's like 11 years old. He's not like a puppy, so it was strange to say the least. One of Us is Lying. I think I gave this, I was about to say let me get my Goodreads up, but I'm using my phone to record, so I can't. I think I gave this maybe 4 stars, 4.5 maybe, possibly, I don't know. I just found it, I can't even remember what this book is about, so clearly it didn't really stand out in my mind. I found it quite slow to begin with. The story, I latched on quite easily, and then I figured out what was going to happen before it happened. I think that's just a premise with YA books at the moment, is because I read a lot of crime/thriller books. It's easy for me to guess the twist before it happens. Yeah, but One of Us is Lying, I probably will read the follow-up to this. I don't know if it correlates to this story or it's just a continuation. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a quick read. I think I read it in like 3 or 4 days. I don't even know. How is it August almost already? I'm confused. But yeah, if you're into YA books, I'd recommend. The next book I read was Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. An odd opinion, I think, or just like not a majority. I think a majority of people on Goodreads gave this like 3 stars, I think. I really enjoyed it. I read this one in about 3 or 4 days. I can't remember the exact time frame that I read it, but I really enjoyed this story. It's told from so many different perspectives that I think that's probably why it only got like 3 stars, because people were getting really confused and trying to keep up. So the first like majority of the book, the first, I don't know, till like about this part of the book, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story. I was keeping up with the characters and understanding the story from all the different perspectives and who this woman was, and why Jules' sister died. Was she pushed in the lake? Did she intentionally, was it suicide, or was she actually murdered? That's kind of what you have to figure out, and you figure it out from so many different perspectives. And there's like a chain link that links all of these people and all these characters together. And oddly, me just saying there's a string that links all these people together, I just thought of Taylor's new song Invisible String, and it's how all these little things connect you back to a person either before you've met, or it all ties together and it makes sense. But the last chapter of this book, I was a bit like, what was the need to tell me like each character had a page each, and I was a bit like, come on, wrap it up now. Like I know what happened, and it just seemed to keep going and going and going, and I was like, is this book gonna end and tie stuff together? And it did, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think if you liked Girl on the Train, you would enjoy this, but it's one of the things, if you are someone that can read a lot of characters' perspectives and keep up, because personally, I can now, but when I was like younger, it confused the life out of me, because I'd be like, it would just confuse me. So anyway, That was the that was the third book I read in July. The last book I read in July was The Silent Patient. Well, I found this book very slow. I avoided reading other people's reviews before I read it. Like, I'd like people's pictures on Instagram if I liked the picture that they took of the book, but I didn't read what they were saying about it, so I didn't have any preconceived knowledge of what the book was about, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And I mean, yeah, like I said, I found it very slow for more than half the book, to be honest, so I was a bit like, come on, get to the story, get to the, like, I don't even know what word I'm looking for, get to the drama, I guess. And eventually we got to the drama, but I'd already fathomed what was going to happen. And then I got to the page, spoiler, I'm going to tell you a spoiler because I was like, really? That was the twist? Okay. The twist in this book, obviously, it didn't shock me. I imagine if you were new to reading thrillers and couldn't guess, then it would be a shock to you. But I read the words, oh, I can't even remember what the words were, but it was something like, it was me standing, I was the one standing in her window, or looking through, I don't know, but basically the therapist that's trying to get her to speak is her stalker. That didn't shock me because like I said, I read a lot of thriller crimes. My favourite TV shows are like Law and Order, things like that, so my brain is filled with so many twists and turns that it has to be such a good one for me to be like, holy crap, I was not expecting that. It was a good book, but I just found a bit like, oh, like disappointed that was the twist. But for like a first novel, I think it's really good. And if you are just getting into thrillers, it is really clever. It's cleverly written, and the twist, even though I premonised it, I guessed it before it happened, it still kind of took me back, and I was like, yeah, I mean, alright. I think I gave this 3.5 stars, because I found it so slow for half the book. And then once it got into the story, I read it quite quickly, but like I said, I found it pretty predictable. But yeah, so I don't know, read Silent Patient if you've been wanting to read it, I guess. But I feel like I'm one of the only people that really gave it 3 stars. I've seen everyone else giving it like 5 stars, and I'm like, okay, cool, but how could you not foresee that or foreshadow that in your brain? But yeah, those are the books I read in July. If you enjoyed my July wrap up, subscribe to my book channel, and I will leave my bookstagram down below, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!